Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of NASCAR Champions, Jack Sprague, for his Craftsman Truck Series championships in 1997, 1999, and 2001. Former Craftsman Truck Series champion Jack Sprague made his debut in the top 3 national series in NASCAR in the Xfinity Series in 1989, driving a number 78 Chevrolet for Griffin Racing at Charlotte in the fall, starting 28th and finishing 41st, after suffering an engine failure. Originally from Michigan, he began his racing career racing street stocks at local short tracks, even winning track championships at Thunderbird Raceway and Winston Raceway. Then Jack started racing in the NASCAR Winston Racing Series, running its North Carolina late model division. At Concord Motorsports Park, he won a Big Ten championship and the NASCAR Winston Racing Series championship, not to mention winning like 30 more late model races along the way, all before making his Xfinity Series debut in '89. After his disappointing debut in '89, he made another start in a number 14 at Daytona in the spring in 1990, finishing 40th. Then, starting at race 10, Sprague took over the number 34 Keystone Buick, owned by Haas CNC Racing. He made 21 starts to finish out the 1990 season. His best finish was 6th at Orange County Speedway. Overall, scoring 1 top 10 and 11 top 20s, finishing 24th in final Xfinity Series points. At the conclusion of the season, Haas CNC Racing and Jack Sprague parted ways. For the 1991 Xfinity Series season, Sprague only made select starts for Fred Turner's number 48 Staff America Oldsmobile. His best start was 1st, and his best finish was 5th, both coming at Charlotte in the spring. This was both Sprague's first career Xfinity Series pole and his first career Xfinity Series top 5 finish. Overall, in those 7 starts, he scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 1 top 5, and 1 top 10. Once again, Jack remained with Fred Turner Racing for the 1992 Xfinity Series season. He would make 11 starts in the number 48 and 5 in the number 10. His best finish would be 2nd at Dublin in the spring. Overall, he scored 1 top 5 finish and 2 top 10 finishes, finishing 24th in final Xfinity Series points. In 1993, Sprague signed on to drive for Base Motorsports full-time in their number 74 Staff America Chevrolet. His best finish was 4th at Dover in the fall, in what ironically turned out to be his final race for the team. I mean, he wasn't putting in bad performances. They had 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s. Still, they released him with 6 races to go in the season. He did get a ride for the following weekend's race at Rougemont, driving for Reno Racing's number 4 Chevrolet, finishing 9th. For 1994, really, Sprague didn't have any ride of note. He attempted the season opener at Daytona in the Xfinity Series for Ingram Racing's number 10 Chevrolet, D&Qing. NASCAR formed a new series that debuted in 1995. They called it originally the Super Truck Series, but would come to be known as the Craftsman Truck Series. Sprague made the first 13 starts of the 1995 season for Griffin Racing in their number 31 Chevy. His best finish was 5th at Tucson in the spring. In 13 starts, he scored 1 top 5 and 10 top 10s. Then Sprague switched teams prior to race 14 at Flemington Fairgrounds, moving over to Hendrick Motorsports in their number 25 Budweiser Chevrolet for the remaining 7 races of the season. His best start was 1st at Phoenix in the fall, and his best finish was 4th 3 times at Flemington, North Wilkesboro, and Mesa Martin, all in the fall. Overall, he scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s in 7 starts. That following season, in 1996, Jack Sprague was behind the wheel of the Hendrick Motorsports number 24 Quaker State Chevrolet full-time. His best start was 1st, twice, at Nashville Fairgrounds and Phoenix in the fall. His best finish was 1st 5 times, both races at Phoenix, Nazareth and Milwaukee in the spring, then Las Vegas in the fall. Overall, he scored 2 poles, 5 wins, 18 top 5s, and 21 top 10s, finishing 2nd in final Craftsman Truck Series points. Sprague made his return to the Cup Series near the end of the 1996 season, making 2 starts in Ken Schrader's number 52 Pedigree Pet Food Pontiac. At Phoenix, he led 2 laps and finished 23rd. At Atlanta, he wrecked out of the event. In 1997, Jack Sprague returned to that number 24 Quaker State Chevrolet full-time. His best start was 1st 5 times at Walt Disney World Speedway, Phoenix, Loudon, and Milwaukee in the spring, and then Las Vegas in the fall. His best finish was first 3 times at Phoenix and Nazareth in the spring and Nashville Fairgrounds in the summer. Overall, he scored 5 poles, 3 wins, 16 top 5s, and 23 top 10s, finishing first. In fact, winning the 1997 Craftsman Truck Series Championship. Sprague also returned to the Cup Series, subbing for an injured Ricky Craven at Bristol in the spring, driving the number 25 Budweiser Chevrolet to a 40th place finish. Even though the team won the championship the season prior, Quaker State left as a sponsor, so they started the season without a sponsor. He ran the first 11 races without a primary sponsor, other than a one-off deal with Big Daddy's Barbecue Sauce at Portland Speedway. Till starting at race 12 in California, the team picked up permanent sponsorship from GMAC. His best start was first 4 times at Homestead, Texas, and Milwaukee in the spring, then Las Vegas in the fall. His best finish was first 5 times at Evergreen, California, and IRP in the spring, then Richmond and Las Vegas in the fall. Overall, he scored 4 poles, 5 wins, 15 top 5s, and 23 top 10s, finishing second in final Craftsman Truck Series points. He also made his return to the Xfinity Series, making 1 start in Doug Taylor's number 40 at Watkins Glen, finishing 6th. The 1999 NASCAR season saw Jack Sprague return to his number 24 GMAC Chevrolet full-time in the Craftsman Truck Series. His best start was first at Phoenix in the spring, and his best finish was first 3 times at I-70 Speedway in Bristol in the spring, then at California in the fall. Overall, he scored 1 pole, 3 wins, 16 top 5s, and 19 top 10s, winning the 1999 Craftsman Truck Series Championship. In the Xfinity Series, Sprague made 1 start behind the wheel of the number 44 Chevrolet for Labonte Racing at Watkins Glen in the summer, finishing 12th. He also attempted to qualify for the Cup Series Fall Richmond race in the number 45 Pontiac for Tyler Jet Motorsports, but DNQ'd. Brand new century, the year 2000. But for Jack Sprague, it was more of the same for him as he returned to the number 24 GMAC Chevrolet full-time in the Craftsman Truck Series. For the first time since the formation of the Craftsman Truck Series, Sprague failed to win a pole all season long. His best finish was first 3 times at Gateway, Memphis, and Evergreen in the spring. Overall, he scored 0 poles, 3 wins, 13 top 5s, and 15 top 10s, finishing 5th in final Craftsman Truck Series points. In the Xfinity Series, Sprague made 3 starts for Andy Petrie Racing in their number 15 Chevrolet, with the best finish of 25th at Daytona in the spring. Then, in 2001, Sprague returned to the number 24 NetZero Chevrolet full-time in the Craftsman Truck Series. His best start was first 7 times at Darlington, Memphis, Milwaukee, Kentucky, and Loudon in the spring, then South Boston and Las Vegas in the fall. His best finish was first 4 times at Texas in the spring, then Loudon and IRP in the summer, and Richmond in the fall. Overall, he scored 7 poles, 4 wins, 15 top 5s, and 17 top 10s, winning his 3rd and final Craftsman Truck Series championship. Finally, after spending years in the Craftsman Truck Series, Hendrick Motorsports promoted him up to the Xfinity Series to drive the number 24 NetZero Chevrolet full-time. His best start was first 3 times at California, Richmond, and Nazareth in the spring. His best finish was, in fact, first at Nashville Superspeedway in the summer. Overall, he scored 3 poles, 1 win, 9 top 5s, and 15 top 10 finishes, finishing 5th in final Xfinity Series points. In the Cup Series, he attempted 6 starts, qualifying for 3 of them, driving a number 60 Haas CNC Racing Chevrolet. His best finish was 30th at Homestead in the fall. The following season, in 2003, Jack Sprague got his chance at a full-time Cup Series ride as the Haas CNC Racing team's first driver in their number 0 NetZero Pontiac. Though he only made it through the first 18 races of the 2003 NASCAR Cup Series season before being released early. His best start was 5th at Charlotte in the spring, and his best finish was 14th at Daytona in the spring. Towards the end of the 03 season, he picked up a couple starts in the Craftsman Truck Series, driving the number 11 IWX Motor Freight Chevrolet for David Fuge. His best start was 8th at Las Vegas in the fall, and his best finish was 5th twice at Las Vegas and Homestead in the fall, overall scoring 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s in 2 starts. Sprague made his return to the Craftsman Truck Series full-time in 2004, driving the number 16 Chevy for Express Motorsports. His best start was first 6 times at Martinsville, Memphis, Gateway in the spring, then IRP in the summer, and Loudon and Phoenix in the fall. His best finish was first at Mansfield in the spring. Overall, he scored 6 poles, 1 win, 8 top 5s, and 13 top 10s, finishing 7th in final Craftsman Truck Series points. The 2005 season saw Sprague begin the season driving the number 16 Chevy for Express Motorsports for the first 20 races, moving over to Weiler Racing's number 60 Toyota for the final 5 races of the 2005 season. In the number 16, his best start was first at Milwaukee in the spring, and his best finish was first at Texas in the spring. Overall, in 20 starts in the number 16, he scored 1 pole, 1 win, 5 top 5s, and 8 top 10s. Then in the number 60, his best finish was second at Homestead in the fall. In his 5 starts in the number 60, he scored 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. Sprague finished 8th in final Craftsman Truck Series driver points. For the 2006 season, Jack Sprague returned to the Craftsman Truck Series, driving the number 60 Toyota for Weiler Racing full-time. His best start was first twice, at Memphis in the summer and Martinsville in the fall. His best finish was first twice, also at Memphis in the summer and Martinsville in the fall. Overall, he scored 2 poles, 2 wins, 10 top 5s, and 14 top 10s, finishing 5th in final Craftsman Truck Series point standings. Once again, Sprague would return to Weiler Racing's number 60 Toyota full-time for the 2007 Craftsman Truck Series season. His best start was first twice, at Daytona in the spring, then Martinsville in the fall. His best finish was first at Daytona in the spring. Overall, he scored 2 poles, 1 win, 6 top 5s, and 10 top 10s, finishing 9th in final Craftsman Truck Series points. With the team's performance dropping off, along with the fact that sponsor Conway was leaving at the end of the 2007 season, Weiler Racing and Sprague parted ways at the conclusion of the 2007 season. That following season, in 2008, Sprague moved over to Kevin Harvick Incorporated, the number 2 American Commercial Lines Chevrolet, for what planned to be full-time. He would make 20 starts for KHI. In those 20 starts, his best start was first at Martinsville in the spring. His best finish was second twice at Kansas and Dover in the spring. Overall, in the number 2, he scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 5 top 5s, and 9 top 10s. Then for the final 5 starts of the 2008 season, he moved back over to the number 60 Toyota for Weiler Racing. His best finish was 11th at Martinsville in the fall. Sprague finished 9th in final Craftsman Truck Series driver points. At the conclusion of the 2008 Craftsman Truck Series season, Sprague never made another start in any of NASCAR's top 3 touring series. You know, Jack Sprague came along at a time in NASCAR where a golden opportunity presented itself, starting in 1995 with the formation of the Craftsman Truck Series. Until then, he was having difficulties finding his place in the sport. Through the Truck Series, it presented him the chance to drive for a top-notch team in Hendrick Motorsports, and allowed him to win 3 Craftsman Truck Series titles along the way. Though, what was a blessing kinda ended up being his limiting factor as well, because Hendrick Motorsports already had a stacked drivers lineup at the time, more or less forcing him to go to Haas CNC Racing, and we saw how that ended up for him. He settled back into the Craftsman Truck Series and ran the rest of his career there. So, in 297 Craftsman Truck Series starts, he scored 32 poles, 28 victories, 136 top 5 finishes, and 192 top 10 finishes, winning the points championship 3 times in 1997, 1999, and 2001. In 108 Xfinity Series starts, he scored 1 pole, 1 win, 12 top 5s, and 24 top 10s, with the best points finish of 5th in 2002. In 24 Cup Series starts, he scored 0 poles, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, and 0 top 10s, with the best points finish of 40th in 2003. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.